Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. A great Sunday night for hockey. The Rangers taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Closed captioning tonight is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. Let's check out our Audi goaltending matchup. There's the man we talked about. Henrik Lundqvist, 6'3" and 1 overall. The goals against average coming down. Save percentage going up. At home, 4-0-1 in its last 5, Joe, with a .945 save percentage.
Yeah, he's really been sharp, Sam. He just seems to be in control of his game now. Dave Maloney talked about his puck handling ability, which has been better. And there's
Victor
what's his
Fost.
first name? Victor.
Victor Fost, not Jesper. That's Victor Fost. He is 32 years old. He's from Sweden. Former Anaheim Duck goaltender. And now one of 2 for the Edmonton Oilers. And we are underway. The Oilers coming off their first road win of the season in Buffalo Friday night, 3-2. They are 1-4-1 on the road this season. And offside is whistled.
And right off the start, Mark Stahl and Kevin Klein will be matched up against Ryan Nugent Hopkins, Jordan Eberle on one side, Benoit Pouliot on the left wing.
To Benoit Pouliot, who had a real good year here with the Rangers last season. Strangely enough, Benoit Pouliot, this is his 6th team in the last 6 years. Starting with Minnesota, Montreal, Boston, Tampa, the Rangers, and now the Edmonton Oilers. Stahl after it. Eberle gets to it first. The Edmonton Oilers are without their best player, Taylor Hall, who's out with an injury and likely to be out a couple more weeks. Sprained MCL.
Sprained MCL, went hard into the net. They're hoping that maybe he'll be back a little less than that. That's they're saying a few prayers to help encourage his return. And then right off the opening faceoff, Benoit Pouliot, of course, was on the same line last year with Matt Zuccarello, and they give each other a little love tap there to start the game. They had a lot of respect for one another. Boy, that line was really good last year, the second half for the Rangers.
What language were they speaking? Could have been one of several. Matt Hunwick on defense. The Rangers turnover. A shot is blocked by Hunwick, who got in front. Another shot is saved by Lundqvist, and he holds it. Girardi went up the middle with a pass, and the Oilers took it away and turned it into a scoring chance.
Oh boy, that was a real good scoring chance. Dan Girardi tries to make the pass, deflected, blocked. Good block by Hunwick, and then the save by Lundqvist. Always dangerous going up the middle of the ice. You've got to be confident with that play.
Face-off win, and the shot from the point by Mark Fane, the former New Jersey Devil, was stopped by Henrik Lundqvist. See the lineups coming in at the top of your screen. Brought to you by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Chance in front for Hayes, and he hit the goaltender in the pads. The neck got knocked off, and play is whistled to a halt. Hayes waited, and then he was actually too deep.
Yeah, he's been a patient player, and Alain Vigneault talked before the game about the fourth line. He thought they played well and had some good scoring chances. Turnover by Edmonton. And that was Perron, who's a very good puck handler. Really has terrific hands, but had trouble handling that bouncing puck, and that turned into a good scoring chance for Hayes.
Rangers come right back with Brassard centering Rick Nash on the left, Marty St. Louis on the right. Marty St. Louis is creeping up toward the 1,000 point mark. He's at 992. Puck deflected out of play. We'll get another face-off. This one will stay in the Edmonton zone. We've had several stops and starts.
And he's so much more dangerous, isn't he, Sam, when he's on the wing?
Yeah.
You know, he's the center ice position. It's difficult for him. He's not real big. He's got to go against big center icemen, and a lot of work deep in his own zone. When he plays the wing, he's got a little bit more time to cheat a little bit, find that open space, which makes him more effective.
Tipped ahead, Brassard pushes it into the Edmonton zone. Andrew Ference, number 21, back to get it. Round for Justin Schultz, number 19. Jesse Joensuu, former New York Islander on the ice wearing number 6. Matt Hendricks, number 23. Hendricks acquired last season from Nashville in a trade. He had been with Washington and Colorado prior to that. Fired down the ice by Nash. It's going to turn into an icing on the Rangers, who wanted to get a line change. They'll get a face-off in their own zone instead.
Yeah, Alain Vigneault was not real happy with the way his team played defensively. You know, the other thing he talked about before the game was, he said, we got to do a better job of blocking shots. He said there were times last night, in the last couple of games really, where just little wrist shots got through. He said we weren't committed to just be in the lanes. And so he said something that we have to get back to, that we've gotten away from a little bit, and that's had an effect, and one of the reasons why they're giving up more scoring chances.
Face off again just outside the Rangers zone and deflected off of defenseman Jeff Petrie of Edmonton and into the Rangers bench. Nikita Nikitin, number 86 on defense for the Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton signed a couple of these defensemen to free agent contracts to try and shore up that position. Nikitin was one of them. Mark Fayne was another one.
Mark Fayne had been with the Devils. Nikitin started his career in St. Louis, was with Columbus. That shot, Lundqvist didn't know if it went behind him, saw it drop down, was able to close the pads and stop play.
I'm not sure if that deflected on the way in or if it just dipped. Now, Lundqvist made the save but didn't have control of the puck. Here comes the shot again. Nikitin, it looked like it dipped on the way, maybe it deflected way out high. Lundqvist had it, but it was, you could see the puck was between his legs. Kakarainen, who scored his first NHL goal against the Buffalo Sabres, was there to try and find the loose one there.
Pouliot banks it off the back of the net. Everly is there to play it up to Ference. Ference across to Schultz. Deep in the Rangers zone. Rangers have Stepan on with Zuccarello and Kreider. That's played in front. They score! The Edmonton Oilers going to the front of the net. A deflection by Henrik Lundqvist. And the Oilers, with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins getting the goal, take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, right from the face-off. You know, the Rangers win the face-off, but then they lose the puck. Good work. It was Pouliot that goes behind the net to anticipate. And then eventually the pass is going to come from the corner. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins makes the play, goes to the net. Everly gives him the pass. Beautiful passing play from Everly to Nugent-Hopkins. 1-0 Edmonton.
He now has the team lead with 5 goals. A goal at 3:19. So the Oilers get a fast start, which is something they wanted, to play around the net. A good play around the net is what they wanted as well. We were talking before the game with head coach Dallas Eakins, and he calls it the red zone, right at the top of the crease, side of the crease, and they want to win the battle of the red zone at either end.
He knows the Rangers get plenty of chances in that area, but he says we've also seen all the statistics, all the analytics, and he says the Rangers give up a lot of chances around that area, and that's a perfect example with Nugent-Hopkins scoring the goal from that spot.
Pouliot and Everly get the assists on the goal by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Pass intended for St. Louis. Goes all the way down. Rangers called for icing. So this has been a start of the game filled with whistles. Been very little flow.
Yep.
And the Oilers, with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins going to the net, break out on top.
Well, Pouliot there on the right makes a good play. And even though he hasn't had a lot of points, I think he got an assist on that, would be his 5th point. But Dallas Eakins says, you know what, he's played well for us. He could probably have 4 or 5 goals by now.
St. Louis moving deep. The backhander goes all the way through and is brought out of the zone by Leon Draisaitl, first-round draft pick in 2014 from Cologne, Germany.
Just turned 19.
Wow. We've got a lot of first-rounders and high first-round picks. Connor Allen plays it deep. Centering feed goes through. Michael Koska's there. A wrist shot deflection. A save by Foss. And the Oilers able to move it. Rangers still have Connor Allen, Matt Hunwick, Michael Koska in the lineup. A save by Lundqvist. Rangers will get a defenseman back on Tuesday night. This is the 5th and final game of John Moore's 5-game suspension. It'll be good news for the Rangers to have him back.
Joensuu, that you mentioned him, Sam, a former Islander player, big, strapping player. That's, they really liked when he joined the team last year. He said, you know what, we need size. He certainly has that. There's a lot of these players that they've drafted, other than Draisaitl this year, they don't have a lot of size.
In deep, Justin Schultz, the defenseman. Nice play by Mark Stahl. Stahl with a takeaway. Stahl paired with Kevin Klein. Rangers splitting up their top 2 defensemen, Stahl and Girardi, trying to give themselves defensive balance. And after the puck, Tanner Glass. Dominic Moore gets to it. The line here is Moore, Glass, and Duclair. The puck off the side of the net. Kevin Hayes was moved up to the 3rd line with Stempniak and Hagelin. Puck brought in by Nugent Hopkins. All the way through, David Perron, number 57, is there. Checked by Dominic Moore. Oilers with a 1-0 lead. Played ahead by Keith Hawley. Hawley playing his 3rd game of the season on defense for the Oilers. Kreider jumps along the boards in the corner with Mark Fane. Stepan sends it deep to Zuccarello. Zuccarello maintains possession. Good job trying to play it in front, but it was intercepted. And out come the Oilers. And Yakupov is on number 10. And the first pick overall. Fired in by Stepan. All the way around for Zuccarello. Now Kreider. Kreider double team there by Purcell and Yakupov. Centered, and the shot by Zuccarello went off the leg of Jeff Petrie. Fires for Kreider off his skate to the back of the net. And out of the zone it comes. Rangers retrieve it. That was a good shift for the Rangers.
2 good plays by Kreider. One on the boards to set up Zuccarello for the shot in front.
Hunwick tried to get it out of the zone and did on the second try. Fans get a Let's Go Rangers chant going. With the Oilers up 1-0.
Oilers have a good pace to this game, yes, don't they? They can skate.
Shot went off the glass and up into the netting, and play stopped. 7:14 gone by in the first period. Oilers have 6 shots on goal. Rangers only 1. Hockey night complete. Here's John Giannone between the benches.
Thanks, Sam. I didn't know I did that. But hey, Alain Vigneault working that gum really hard. Hasn't said anything to his team so far. When they do trail early, he usually lets them try to figure it out before he starts to give the old rah-rah speech. I have heard a lot of talk on the bench, a lot of yelling on the bench to the Rangers defensive players when a 4th player on the Oilers joins the rush. So there's a lot of focus and attention to that detail. We'll have Derek Stepan between periods. Al will talk to him. Send your questions for Derek on Twitter. Use the hashtag NYR. And Anson Carter's in studio. You could share your thoughts with him on Twitter as well.
Thanks, John. And we'll be joining John between the benches throughout the evening. Offside was whistled on the Rangers. As play stops, Rangers now being outshot 7-1. A slow start for them. Dallas Aikens, in our chat with him before the game, Joe, very positive about his team starting to grow. The wins aren't there yet, but he feels it's coming.
Well, he also feels the pressure in Edmonton. Again, they haven't made the playoffs for 8 seasons. Not since they went to the final in 06. So, people expect wins. They're looking for those W's. And sometimes it's hard to explain that, the team is getting better. The young players are getting better and improving, but not enough wins.
Shot by Nash deflects into the corner off Justin Schultz. Yeah, it's been a strange start. They went 0-4 and won their first 5. Then they won 4 in a row, then lost 4 in a row, and then won their last game. So it's been an up-and-down start for the Oilers. The outlet to Benoit Pouliot lifts it into the Rangers zone, and Mark Stahl goes back for it. Stahl and Klein on defense. Here's Carl Hagelin. Lost. Backhands it up the board. Stopped by Hagelin. Shot toward the net. Saved by Foster. Just got back there. Stempniak taken down by Yakupov. Open man. Hunwick drives it wide. It was deflected by Mark Fane up into the netting. Play stops.
Now, Sam, we take a look at this goal again. Again, we go back to a lot of the things. Here's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins here. And eventually, he's going to end up in front of it. So he gets in front of the net. Gets the puck. Here's the give and go, and then look at the front of the net. We've heard Alain Vigneault talk all season long about the front of the net, doing a better job there. They have at times. That's another play, a little give and go, and with the skill of Nugent Hopkins, you've got to get on it.
Hagelin quick around the net. Foss made a save, and the puck is under Fost's glove.
Deflected a few times, and he found it. Foss is playing in this game because he was the winner last game. As simple as that. Ben Scrivens, the last 2 games, Ben Scrivens has played here. He stopped 72 of 73 shots. You would think that maybe he'd be there. No, Foss won the game. He gets to play. No, it's not a bad formula, is it?
Not at all. Keep him in until he loses. That's all. Let him play.
And that's what they're looking for. And again, Dallas Eakins telling us, he said, you know what, if we had average goaltending, our record would be a lot better. Only Columbus has given up as a worse goals against average in the league than Edmonton. Edmonton's 29, Columbus number 30. And there's Ben Scrivens, who, again, the last couple times in here, he's been really good.
I'd say this, Joe, in looking at the Edmonton team, that's been a weak spot for them for several years.
It has, for sure.
Had that elite goaltender in a long, long time.
And they've been weak on defense. You put those two together, and the result is not good.
Up the boards, brought out by Joensuu. Joensuu moves in on Koska, drops it back. Big drive by Nikitin, a save by Lundqvist. Played behind the Ranger net, taken away by Kevin Hayes. Hayes out for Stempniak. Rangers change. Just under 11 minutes to go in the first period. Oilers with a 1-0 lead, an early goal by Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
That's the one change they've made. They moved Hayes up and Dominic Moore down. They switched positions from last night.
There's Hunwick playing it across. Getting it back from Dan Girardi. Duclair had it knocked away. Girardi gets it back to Duclair. Spinning on Draisaitl. Dominic Moore. His pass taken away by Teddy Purcell. Girardi. Now Duclair. Weaves his way into the Edmonton zone. Was poked away by Justin Schultz. That quick shot stopped by Foss. Good shot by Dominic Moore. Pouliot dumps it down the boards. Everly after it. Klein on him. Stahl. They will move it. It was knocked away. Moore lost it to Everly. That's deflected. A glove save. Nugent Hopkins in front against Kevin Pine. Deflecting it on goal, and a big save by Henrik Lundqvist. Time for our Cadillac trivia question of the night. Rick Nash tied for the league lead with 11 goals with Corey Perry, who's out ill, who was the last Ranger to win the NHL goal-scoring title.
Was it a 50-goal scorer, maybe?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe.
We'll get back to you on that.
Now, meanwhile, just prior to that, here's Everly again trying to find Nugent Hopkins in front. And that deflects, and Lundqvist, good glove save.
Hunwick after it. 9 shots for Edmonton, 3 for the Rangers.
Edmonton's had more jump here in the early going without question. Rangers have to try and generate some chances in the offensive zone.
Perron played it deep. Girardi with a quick pass. Stepan moved it up. The Oilers lost it to Zuccarello. But the Rangers would have been offside. Puck was given up and the Oilers take over. Yakupov. That's knocked down. Girardi moves it quickly out of the zone.
And this was a quick line change. Kreider was out there with Brassard and Zuccarello.
Pass from Lundqvist to Kreider. Quickly into the zone. Kreider on the forecheck. Brassard is there on the forecheck. St. Louis. Here comes Nash off the bench replacing Kreider. Brassard was spun around. Good effort by St. Louis on Fane. Out with the puck, Nugent Hopkins.
Boy, explodes out of the zone.
Look at him skate. He is impressive. Around the boards. St. Louis. Mark Fane pinches in on him. Pouliot trying to play it. And now Brassard. Long shot by Rick Nash, gloved by Victor Foss. He holds it, 8:14 to go in this first period. Rangers trailing 1-0. Tuesday night on MSG, it's the Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins with Sidney Crosby leading scorer in the NHL. 5 assists last night. Pittsburgh 10-2-1 to start the season. Visa Rangers game night with Al Trotwig at 6:30. Then the Rangers and the Penguins at 7 on MSG.
Those 2 losses for Pittsburgh, both at home. They haven't lost in regulation on the road yet, 5-0-1.
Real good start to the season for the Penguins under their new head coach, Mike Johnston. Played into the corner. Back forward is Carl Hagelin. New contract extension for Marc-Andre Fleury, so he's got security in Pittsburgh.
4 years, $23 million.
Jim Rutherford, the new GM, said, "I love him. He's my guy." But shot, score! Hagelin took the shot. It was deflected in front, but the Rangers have tied it at 1.
I kind of think Hagelin gets credit for this. To me, it almost looked like it deflected. It definitely deflected, but I think it went off an Edmonton stick. Let's take a look again. Good work down low. Here comes the shot. Who did it hit? I think it hit the Edmonton player.
I agree with you.
This is a better look at it there. Yeah, it did.
Boyd Gordon.
Hit Boyd Gordon's stick and deflected on the short side, and the Rangers come back with a goal to tie it at 1.
Good to see Carl Hagelin having some success now.
Had a goal last night against Toronto.
For the Rangers, able to come back and tie the game. Hagelin getting the goal. Girardi will push it to the boards. Back pass to Schultz. Now Andrew Ference. That shot was blocked by Hunwick. Girardi taking it away, and out come the Rangers. Dominic Moore.
That's Perron on defense. Moore's got a chance to beat him.
Shot hit his own man. I believe it hit Tanner Glass, who was down on the ice. Back the other way. Arcabello. Young man from Milford, Connecticut. Went to Yale for 4 years. This is his second year in the NHL. Played over 40 games in his rookie season last year with the Oilers.
Yeah, he had 4 goals all of last season. Has 4 this season.
Hagelin gets the goal, his 4th. Hayes and Stempniak the assist at 12:34 to tie the game.
And again, just getting the puck to the net is what the Rangers do. Get shots, keep throwing it at the net, try and force Edmonton into defending. And that little redirection gives Hagelin the goal and the Rangers a tie game.
Carl Hagelin's 4 goals have come in the last 9 games, so his offensive game picking up. Zuccarello centering a deflection, a save by Foss. Good battle in front.
Oh, what a smart play by Zuccarello. Zuccarello had the puck. He looked up. He saw Chris Kreider going to the front of the net and said, "That's a good place to go with it." Zuccarello, right side of your screen, looks right there, and then just throws it. And just to allow Chris Kreider a chance to battle for maybe a loose puck. Because we know his strength. Foss did a good job holding on.
And Kreider did a good job jockeying with Mark Fayne to establish position in front. Klein, double team, trying to move it out of the zone. It's picked up, brought up by Zuccarello. Leads Kreider on the off wing. Kreider moves in on Nikitin, who got a piece of that shot. Stahl pinching in to keep it alive. Kreider plays it behind the net. Zuccarello with a hit on Petrie and a takeaway. Chance in front was knocked away from Stepan, and Nikitin able to bring it out for Edmonton. Slowed down by Mark Stahl. Now Joensuu, checked by Klein. Nugent Hopkins, checked by Zuccarello. Nugent Hopkins comes off the boards, but it's deflected away and out of the zone.
That goal's giving the Rangers a little bit more jump.
I agree. And Wapoulian parlayed a solid season with the Rangers last year into a 5-year contract with the Edmonton Oilers.
20 million big ones. Hey, you never know.
You're right about that. You are correct. David Perron. Checked by Nash.
Thought I heard you say that at the start of the game a couple of times.
Eberle, good pass. Nugent Hopkins in front. Scramble around the net. Girardi tried to move it. Nugent Hopkins takes it back. Pressure by the Oilers. This line has been tough in deep. Eberle for Perron. Perron is taking the spot here of Pouliot. They started the line change.
Well, that Nugent Hopkins looks like a different player, doesn't he, Sam? That little extra strength and the weight, and add to that all that skill that he has, and he's really stood out here in the first period.
Every shift. Hagelin centers. It comes back and out of the zone. Hustling back to Stepniak. Cabello's pass taken away by Hayes. Hayes moves it up the board. Stopped there by Keith Ollie, number 22, the defenseman. Yakupov. Now Teddy Purcell trying to come off the boards. Rangers do a good job. Defensively, Rangers have paid attention to detail thus far in the first period. The best chances the Oilers have had have been that top line around the net with Nugent Hopkins, Eberle, and Pouliot. 3:35 to go in the first period, tied 1-1. Chipped ahead by Fane, played by Connor Allen for Dominic Moore. Glass forcing his way into the Edmonton zone. Duclair got hit. Shot by Moore went wide. Moore chases it down. Sets up Stahl, who just missed wide. Klein able to work it ahead. Tanner Glass was tied up. And the Oilers able to clear it out. You're right, Joe. Oilers had to jump early. The Rangers have done a good job the last 8 or 10 minutes.
They're just a little bit quicker on the puck, a little bit more aware, quicker to defend in their own zone and get to the puck carrier.
Takeaway by Stepan, and offside whistle on the play. The Rangers just hadn't cleared out of the zone. 2:43 to go in the first period. Carl Hagelin tied it for the Rangers. It's 1-1.
Derek Stepan thought he had a quality scoring chance. And the linesman said no. Here's why. There's Stepan, and just on the other side, Chris Kreider just couldn't quite make it outside the blue line. It was close, but the linesman right on top of it makes the right call. Stepan said, "You sure? You sure about that? You sure?" The right call.
There's that matchup again. Zuccarello and Pouliot. Girardi and Hunwick tipped into the Edmonton zone. And Zuccarello trying to get it to Stepan. He was tied up in front by Nugent Hopkins. Back the other way, Pouliot. Eberle. Nice play by Girardi. Eberle again. Centers, and that went wide. Comes out to Schultz. Finds Eberle. Saved by Lundqvist. Lundqvist staying on his skates. Steered that one away. Zuccarello, there's that line again. Most of the chances and the quality chances for the Oilers have come from that top line.
Yeah, and then when you're a defenseman playing with that line, they're getting that fourth man to jump into the rush. And that's creating a problem for the Rangers.
David Perron with Yakupov and Arcabello. Stahl using the long reach to slow down Perron. Taken away by St. Louis, tipped out by Brassard. Perron brings it in again. Good job by Nash on him. Minute and a half to go in this first period. Klein has Lundqvist playing instead. St. Louis holds. Stahl pushes it ahead to Hagelin, lifts it out. It's punched away by Jeff Petrie. Whistle down for a hand pass on the Oilers with 1:10 remaining in the first period. Many artists have played the Garden, but only one has made it his home. Go behind the scenes with the Piano Man, Billy Joel, Home at the Garden, an MSG original. It premieres tomorrow night after Knicks basketball on MSG Network. That is a do not miss show. Koska across for Connor Allen. It's tipped into the corner. Petrie sends it up the board. Joensu. Under a minute to go. Allen keeps it in. Off the glove of Fost. Nice play by Hayes. Comes in front. Save Fost. Oh, good quick move by Kevin Hayes. Boy, Hayes is showing some flashes. We're seeing some flashes each game from him.
He's learning quickly. Makes a real strong move here, taking the puck, and he just goes hard to the net. Turnover. Hayes surprised Nikitin. Just jumps on top of it. And Fost with a good save on Kevin Hayes.
46.6 seconds remaining. Puck went out of play through the hole in the glass where the cameras usually are. Shot wide by Zuccarello and covered at the side of the net by Victor Fost as the Rangers apply some pressure.
Sam, you know, we were just discussing about the Oilers, especially with that Nugent-Hopkins line on the ice. And you'll see here you've got 3 Oilers around the net. And they're coming into the play. That's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He becomes the 4th. Good position to get the opportunity, and that one just missed.
38 seconds to go in this first period, tied 1-1. Nugent-Hopkins for Edmonton. Hagelin for the Rangers, the goal scorers. Purcell clears it out. Brassard hustles back to get it. Nash. Now Brassard with some room. Save Fost. Good shot by Derek Brassard.
Oh, he had Fost moving too. Fost was moving to his right and had to kick out a left leg for the save.
Nugent-Hopkins. They get it out of the zone. Here's Teddy Purcell. His pass broken up by Nash. And the first period comes to an end. Started slowly for the Rangers. They were outshot 7-1 early. Edmonton scored a goal. Rangers picked it up. And it's 1-1 into the first.
Yeah, it was a tale of 2 periods for the Rangers, and really it took them to score that goal, I think, to give them a little shot of energy and a little shot of life. Once they did that, they started to put more pressure on the goaltender, Fost, and finished the period strong.
Rangers heading off. We head to the studio to Al Trautwig. What's coming up, Al?
Well, Sam, we'll be joined in the Delta Intermission Report by Derek Stepan. Back from the lonely world of rehabilitation, we'll talk to him about what that was like. Bill Pito in the Audi MSG 150 takes us around the National Hockey League on this Sunday night. Plus, Anson Carter talks about an Edmonton Oiler who's been impossible to miss, and that is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. It's all coming up on the Delta Intermission Report. We'll take a break. The Rangers settling down after a little bit of a slow start. The Oilers' Ryan Nugent-Hopkins scored first, and then Carl Hagelin from a strange angle benefiting from a deflection. It's 1-1. Stay with us.
The New York Rangers Intermission Report is presented by Delta. The timely information you need with the Fly Delta app.
To Madison Square Garden, getting set for the second period. Rangers and Edmonton Oilers. New York Rangers hockey on MSG is presented by Chase. We are set for the second period. Thoughts, Joe, going into the second? Rangers did some good things in that first period.
Yeah, they got back late last night, and generally what happens, it takes a little bit of time to get some jump in your legs. So I think the fact that it took them about 10 minutes coincides with them scoring the goal, got the crowd into it, and then the second half of that period, they were much better.
Interesting hearing Derek Stepan in his interview with Al saying it was his fault. He let Nugent-Hopkins go. That was his guy, and he's got to make up for it. Underway in the second, Pouliot got clipped by an errant stick. Might have been Mark Stahl's stick. With the puck is Jeff Petrie, the defenseman. Eberle lost control. The puck out of the zone. Brassard jumps by him.
Brassard coming up against Edmonton.
Hit by Brassard on Nikita Nikitin.
The turnover, I believe, Sam, and when Brassard ended up with it, it looked like he got hooked from behind on the play. And Eberle, I believe, is the player that gets penalized. As Brassard was trying to... Here's the play again. Petrie goes down low, and Everly loses it. And now here comes Brassard. Let's see. Yeah, see, he gets the stick up from behind. Wasn't much, but we know that that's the obvious call that they make. A little touch of the hands with the stick, and that's the call.
And this Rangers power play is presented by Volkswagen. Eberle for hooking at 34 seconds. This is the first penalty of the game. And the Rangers were 0 for 2 on the power play last night. Here is Stepan with a pass in front, and the backhander went off the glove of Fost.
That was the Edmonton player that ended up deflecting it, I believe.
Stepan to Hunwick. Hunwick to Zuccarello. Shot blocked by Mark Fane. Bangs it off the board. Zuccarello stops it. Pass tip comes through. Shot by Stepan wide. Stepan to Claire, Zuccarello, Kreider, and Hunwick for the power play. So Duclair getting a chance to start right away on the power play. Rangers make a change. Brassard is back on with Nash. But the puck taken away in center. Good job by Pouliot, who's obviously okay and is back on. Used his strength to take the puck away from Zuccarello. Now Brassard. Nash plays it down the boards. Andrew Ference is there. Nash was able to work it ahead to St. Louis. St. Louis in the corner. To Nash behind the net. Out in front, the wraparound, a save by Fost, and he holds it. Good play by Nash as he battles Andrew Ference.
Now, this is one of the reasons why Rick Nash is tied for the league lead in goal scoring. Look at the effort and where he goes to try and score the net. Hard around the net, has players leaning on him, and then just prior to this, look at Hendricks. See, it was actually Hendricks that reached out to try and deflect the puck, and he deflected it at his goaltender and went off the crossbar and out.
Rangers with Brassard, Nash, Stempniak, St. Louis, and Girardi. Petrie drives it hard up the boards. Girardi got a piece of it, but not enough. Puck into the zone. A chance in front for Hendricks, and a save by Lundqvist. Matt Hendricks, short-handed, is robbed by Lundqvist. Well, that developed quickly for the Oilers. You can see their transition, how quick it is. Nash fires wide off the end boards, up to Girardi. Back the other way. Played by Brassard. Here's Nash. In front, shot wide by St. Louis. Stempniak gets to it. Hard around the boards past St. Louis and out of the zone. And that's it for the power play. One shot on goal on the power play. And the Oilers have one shot shorthanded. Score remains tied 1-1. The early second period. Hayes, Hagelin, and Duclair on for the Rangers. Klein and Girardi. Klein with a hit on Marcabello. The outlet to Duclair. Duclair moves in on Oleg. Duclair cuts in. Double team. The puck was in the corner. And the Oilers kept in by Stahl. Rangers chase it down. Duclair gets to it. Hit by Keith. Oleg. Brought out by Yakupov. He gets it back to Marcabello. Yakupov shot blocked. Good play by Klein. He's right in the shooting lane of Yakupov.
Yakupov shooting the puck much more this year than he did a year ago.
Here's Duclair sending it deep into the Oilers zone. Petrie back to get it. Draisaitl is on number 29. Pass ahead. And Pakarinen. Rookie from Finland, number 62 on. Played there by Michael Koska. He was hit by Pakarinen. Now Dominic Moore looking for an opening. Good pressure here by the Oilers. Connor Allen lost it to Draisaitl. Teddy Purcell. Leon Draisaitl, he was checked by Connor Allen, and the Rangers able to come out with it. Tanner Glass. Glass, Dominic Moore, and Rick Nash on here. Pressure on Nikitin. They forced a turnover. Kevin Klein checked at the last moment by Pouliot, who came flying off the bench.
Yeah, he didn't see him coming from the other side.
Tipped into the Oilers zone. And Petrie is pressured by Zuccarello, able to get away. Nice move in the neutral zone. Other nice move. Petrie takes it deep, got hit by Klein. Stahl is pulled down by Eberle. And the puck taken by Stepan, able to clear it out.
Shaw was shaken up on the play. Having trouble holding his stick, his left arm, left hand, something is bothering him.
He's holding that left arm close to his
Oh,
body.
yeah, he can't even grab the stick. Has it now, but he throws it right back the other way. He needs a change. And there he goes.
Stepan with Kreider. Pass across. The shot by Zuccarello. A save by Post. Great pass from Stepan to Zuccarello.
Now Stahl on the bench is in some difficulty. He had the puck behind his net. That's him with the puck. Eberle comes across and throws him down. And I don't know if it was the landing that was a little awkward.
It might have been. Talking to medical trainer Jim Ramsey. Stahl wants to stay on and tough it out here. Game tied 1-1. 5.5 minutes gone by, second period. Koska and Allen paired on defense. Pressure on them. Joensuu pressured Allen. Puck taken back by Brassard. Koska across to Allen. Andrew Ferentz chases it down. Fires ahead. Good play by Brassard to knock it down, and it was cleared out by Matt Hendricks. Here's Ferentz. Hendricks deflects it into the Rangers zone. Both teams go for a line change. Koska's got it. Koska holding as the Rangers set up their breakout. Kevin Hayes comes back. Here's Hagelin moving in with a shot deflects into the corner. It's Hayes, Hagelin, and Stepniak for the Rangers. Arcabello's pass was tipped, picked up by Perron. Now Yakupov cutting in, a backhander blocked in front. Stepniak and into Arcabello.
Yale and Dartmouth.
A good Ivy League matchup. Ollie hit there by Stepniak. Lead for Perron went by him. Hunwick back after it. Perron all over him. Rides him down to the ice. Rangers take over. Hunwick and Girardi, the defensive pair. Fired in by Hagelin. And Mark Stahl is back on, not missing a shift. Moves on with Kevin Klein. Moore off the boards to Stahl. He was bumped there by Pouliot. Nugent Hopkins, stick save by Lundqvist. Tanner Glass plays it back. Stahl around the boards for Duclair, gets it out of the zone. Edmonton skating well here. They put some pressure on the Rangers early in the second. Eberle pulls up, shot went off of Kevin Klein. Klein's blocked a couple like that, just getting right in front of the shooter. Glass to Klein. Klein looking, and it's whistled down for an offside. 7:51 gone by, second period. Rangers and Oilers 1-1.
Well, the Rangers gave up a shorthanded goal last night in Toronto. They nearly give up another one. Boyd Gordon is taking the faceoff. Dan Girardi's on this side here. Boyd Gordon for Edmonton wins the faceoff. He's very good in that area. And now he goes and picks up the loose puck and then makes a nice little move here, and nobody sees Hendricks going right down the middle of the ice. Boyd Gordon saw him and fed him the puck. Here it is again. Gordon, nice play to Hendricks, and Lundqvist, good right pad save to keep that one out of the net.
That was close. Brassard, St. Louis, and Nash on for the Rangers with Klein and Stahl. Stahl drives it hard around the boards. Played by Ferentz, reverses to Schultz. Good pressure by Nash and a takeaway by Rick Nash. Nash moves out and fired it right through the crease. Stahl to Brassard, knocked away from him by Pouliot. Back to get it, Kevin Klein. Nash, little touch pass. Brassard had to wait for St. Louis to get onside, and meanwhile the Oilers took it away. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gets it back. Little pass and a shot, score! Pouliot! And the Oilers have the lead for the second time. And again, that top line getting the chances. Just a nifty little pass from Nugent Hopkins to Pouliot.
Well, Nugent Hopkins lost the puck and then got it back. And here he comes. Anson Carter talked about his explosive speed. And loses it there, gets it back, and watch this little pass. Soft little pass underneath the stick. And Benoit Pouliot, here it comes again, takes a shot. I don't know if that hit Klein on the way and then deflected through the legs of Lundqvist, but Pouliot coming back to Madison Square Garden and scoring his second goal of the season.
A goal and an assist in the game for Benoit Pouliot. Nugent Hopkins with a goal and an assist. The Oilers have the lead for the second time of the game. Bouncing puck slowed down by Victor Fost. Moved by Mark Fayne. Perron is tied up along the boards. Perron moves it to Fayne. And up ahead, Yakupov was stopped by Hunwick, and the puck cleared out. Rangers turn it. Zuccarello sends it back in. This is the fourth of a five-game road trip. Fourth game of a five-game road trip for the Oilers, who will play in Nashville Tuesday night. Rangers moving right back in. Hayes looking. Pass in front for Stempniak, went through. Almost connected. Karinen gave it away. Here's Hayes shooting wide. And the puck out of the zone went by Connor Allen. Koska goes back to get it. Pouliot gets his second of the season for Nugent Hopkins at 8:29.
Rangers aren't getting enough chances, Sam. Plain and simple. They've got 11 shots on goal through the first half of this game against a team that gives up a lot of goals. And Fost, who missed 7 games because of a groin problem, is not getting tested much.
Rangers whistled for a hand pass. Play stops. 9:55 to go in the second period. Ryan Nugent Hopkins with an assist on the goal by Benoit Pouliot.
Benoit Pouliot gives the Oilers the 2-1 lead. Here's what happens. Right here is Nugent Hopkins. He's going to end up losing the puck and then getting it back. And then if we stop it right here, this is a 2-on-2. But you'll see both Ranger players go to Nugent Hopkins. That'll leave Pouliot alone. See both Ranger players go. Here comes Pouliot this way. Nugent Hopkins finds him. Quick shot in the net. 2-1.
Pretty simple, isn't it? When you can play the game the way Nugent Hopkins can.
Yeah, you got to protect the middle of the ice.
Yeah.
You want to put pressure on him, but boy, he gets players sucked in. He's just too talented. If you're not covering the players without the puck, you got a problem.
Pouliot, strong move, pass in front, save! What a save by Lundqvist with the glove! Oh, man.
That's one of the saves of the year right there.
Rings the bell.
Remember that one. As Schultz, the defenseman, moved in. We talked about this 4-man attack by Edmonton. Rangers can't clear it. Pouliot, who's having a strong game, sets up Schultz. Good move. Here's the pass, and what a save. Spectacular save by Lundqvist to keep this a 2-1 game. So again, the Rangers careless with the puck in their own zone, and Lundqvist has to bail him out.
And Mark Stahl took a tripping penalty. 10:19 the time, and the Oilers have their first power play of the game. And
I think
Justin Schultz still shaking his head on that save.
And I think Ferentz told the referee, take a good look at this. That thing might have been in. Where is it? Yeah, I don't think that's. I think that's outside. But they'll take a look just to reconfirm that. Excellent play by Pouliot. And we've seen him make those types of plays last season. And so good, strong play on the boards. Good setup. And so they'll continue to review this in Toronto just to make sure they have the correct rating.
Here's the other part of it. There's no definitive evidence to overturn the call on the ice, which was no goal.
Right. And the problem is you might see the glove that's on the goal line. You can't see the puck.
Right.
Is the other problem. So no goal, they'll drop the puck.
Power play Edmonton. Rangers penalty killers, Girardi and Klein, with Dominic Moore and Carl Hagelin.
Boyd Gordon, fourth line center, is on the ice on the power play just to try and win the faceoff in the offensive zone and then leaves the ice.
Schultz leaves it for Eberle. Eberle with Nugent Hopkins. Arcobello is on. Justin Schultz is on, and Benoit Pouliot. Pouliot will set up in front against Girardi. Now Pouliot into the corner. Girardi stays with him. Nugent Hopkins. Here's Justin Schultz. Now Mark Arcobello. Pass was tipped, got through. Nugent Hopkins controls it. Pass intercepted. Good play by Hagelin. Good anticipation. Pass was intended for Jordan Eberle on the other side.
Yeah, a real good play by Hagelin. He looked and saw Eberle wide open on the other side on his offside. Hopkins saw him also, or Nugent Hopkins, pardon me. And Hagelin made the defensive play.
Pass through to David Perron. Second power play unit on for Edmonton. Purcell. Purcell number 16 across for Schultz. Schultz moves it ahead past Yakupov. Koska checking Perron. Draisaitl is on.
He's been good on the second power play unit for Edmonton.
And Nikitin is on. This is Yakupov. Rangers have Glass and Nash on. No clear. Pass to Purcell. Shot blocked. Pass across. Stuff in. Try save by Lundqvist as he stopped Draisaitl at the side of the net.
Yeah, Lundqvist again gets over to that other side very quickly. Edmonton attacks the net. They start from up high, and then they work the puck down low. Once it gets there, here they go. Attack the net. Draisaitl on the other side, number 29. He's got good size. Third overall pick this year, and before he can put it in that side, Lundqvist gets over with the left pad against the post to stop it.
19 seconds remaining in the Edmonton power play. Face-off win by Nugent Hopkins. Along the boards, Nikitin. Rangers have Girardi and Klein back on. Rangers able to clear. Dominic Moore and Kevin Hayes. Moore with pressure on Jeff Petrie. Nikitin pass across. Power play is over. Brought in by Nugent Hopkins. Shot blocked by Girardi and cleared out by Hayes. One shot on goal on that power play for Edmonton. Each team 0 for 1 on the power play. Oilers have a 2-1 lead. 7:25 to go in the second period. Petrie. Kreider moving in on him. Petrie able to move it around to Nikitin. He's pressured by Hayes. A hit by Stepan in the offensive zone on Pouliot. Connor Allen's pass for Kevin Hayes. Here's Kreider. Kreider onside. He spun around at the blue line. There's a sharp angle shot by Hayes, stopped by Fost. And the rebound is tucked into his glove by Nikitin with 6:59 to go in the second. Experience the lounges at Madison Square Garden. A spectacular group and hospitality space on the bridge level. For more info, visit NewYorkrangers.com/lounges. And this is a place to be. Great sight lines. Great atmosphere. Puck cleared out by Boyd Gordon. Joensuu sends it deep into the Rangers zone. Allen hit by Gordon. Rangers deflected out of the zone. Keith Ollie back to get it. Good hit by Zuccarello on the much taller Ollie. On goal, Lundqvist decides to stop play with Boyd Gordon charging in. 6:29 to go in the second. Edmonton out shooting the Rangers 17-12. Boyd Gordon, a good, versatile player, penalty killer, checking forward.
Face-offs, good. He's their best face-off man. They signed him as an unrestricted free agent the year before last, after he had a couple of good seasons for the Phoenix Coyotes, which were the Phoenix Coyotes at that time before the name changed to Arizona.
Arizona Coyotes. We had a tough loss to the Islanders.
Islanders scored late.
Islanders having a good trip.
Sure are.
9-5. They're playing well. This Eastern, the Metropolitan Division will be very, very tough. Pittsburgh right now on top. And we got the Islanders, Rangers, Washington, Philadelphia, all clustered together. Pass ahead for Perron into the Rangers zone. Lundqvist, Wade couldn't play it. It was outside the trapezoid. Stahl battling for the puck.
Yakupov reached and nearly was able to deflect that in off Lundqvist. As Lundqvist hesitated, there's an offside.
Rangers offside on the rush. 5:34 to go. Second period. Rangers trailing 2-1. It's time to answer the Cadillac trivia question. Rick Nash tied for the league lead with 11 goals. Who was the last Ranger to win the NHL goal-scoring title?
I'm going to say Mike Gardner. No?
I'm going to go all the way back. My massive research tells me Lynn Patrick.
Really?
Lynn Patrick.
Wow.
Of the great Patrick.
How did you
name.
find that? I see one book there.
I have to tell you, I kept looking for names and no Rangers popped out. Oh boy.
Nice answer.
There you go. It's great.
Very happy about
Great
that.
hockey names. We love those.
Never.
The Patrick family. Great names in hockey.
What year was that?
41-42.
Wow.
A long time ago. And you were right. It was under 50. It was under 40. 32 goals.
Rangers could use Lynn Patrick right about now. They got to get some scoring chances here. Again, this Edmonton team, they're playing well. They're doing a good job getting the puck out of their zone, which they have worked on this year to improve in that area. But the Rangers have been a good team against just about everybody creating scoring chances, and they're not doing much of that in this one.
But as you know, Joe, we talked about this before the game. Here's Everly moving in. The focus was so much on tightening up defensively. And they tried to do that. That goes off the skate of the defenseman, Justin Schultz. And they've spent a good portion of this game concentrating on limiting Edmonton's scoring chances. But behind 2-1, there's going to come a time where they'll have to open up. Puck rolling all the way back. Icing on the Rangers. 4:11 to go in the second period. Tomorrow night on MSG, it's basketball night. The Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks, a rematch. Hawks beat the Knicks by 7 last night in Atlanta. Coverage gets underway at 7 with Visa Knicks game night. Then the Knicks and the Hawks tomorrow night on MSG Network. And don't forget Rangers Tuesday night against the Pittsburgh Penguins.
You want a test? That's the test.
Oh boy.
Tuesday night. Sidney Crosby's off to an unbelievable start. A lot of changes with Pittsburgh too.
Yeah.
A lot of new personnel.
Hornquist from Nashville. He's fit in very nicely there.
9 goals.
Malkin's off to a good start.
As Hornquist says, it's nice to get power play time and have Sidney Crosby on the ice.
Sidney Crosby. Wow. What a night last night. Kreider. Without the stick is Justin Schultz, the defenseman. Down on the ice. Stepan behind the net. Looking to make a play. And couldn't take advantage of it. Good play by Draisaitl.
Well, it sure was.
Stahl's pass tipped. Stepan gets to it. Moves in on Schultz. That shot got through. Saved by Foss. Stepan looks around. Pass for Zuccarello. A save by Foss on a beautiful deflection.
Right, gorgeous pass. Stepan was able to get his own rebound after the shot. And then just looked up. And Zuccarello has been the best forward for the Rangers in this game. Here's the rebound. Stepan goes and gets it. And then here's a beautiful pass. This is Stepan all the way. His vision, his ability to find open players.
Brassard tried to center, hit the side of the net. And it's cleared out by Joensuu. Rangers have Brassard, Nash, and St. Louis on. Good forecheck. Solid play by Jesse Joensuu. Shot by Keith Ollie. Deflects wide. Down comes Mark Fane. Hendricks plays it back for Ollie. In deep for Boyd Gordon. He's tied up by St. Louis. Koska tried to move it. St. Louis gets it to Connor Allen. Allen lifts it out of the zone. Down the ice it goes. The race back for the puck. Ollie there first. Icing on the Rangers with 2:25 to go.
That's a couple of icings that Edmonton has forced the Rangers to take in this second period. The Rangers were just 6 shots, 14 total in this game, 19 for Edmonton.
Face-off win for the Oilers. The shot got through. Lundqvist the save. Dropped the puck and covered up. And David Perron driving to the crease.
Marcabello
right over the top of Lundqvist.
Sorry, Sam. Marcabello wins this face-off. He was 5-0 in face-offs in the first period. Last game against Buffalo, he went 18-8. And that was after winning just 2 of 12 against Boston the game before that. And right now, 8-0 is Mark Marcabello.
Taking another one against Kevin Hayes. Hayes is chased. Hagelin comes in. And Marcabello went forward with it. Rangers gain control. Stopped by Yakupov along the boards. And cleared out by Hayes. Petrie pressured by Stempniak. Sent back in. Petrie gains control. Deflected by Stempniak. Takes it away. Hayes in the corner. Hagelin behind the net, checked by Nikitin. Nikitin moves the puck. Yakupov picks it up. In the Rangers zone, Girardi takes over.
You got to give Edmonton credit. The puck in their zone. Whoops.
Take away. Pass in front. Save. Rebound went wide. Pouliot almost had another one.
Giveaway by the Rangers. They had control of the puck.
There's that top line on for Edmonton again. Nugent Hopkins, Pouliot, and Eberle. And they have been dangerous virtually every shift of the game. That shot deflects out of play into the netting.
Well, this time Matt Hunwick had the puck. And it looked like he had some time. He did. Girardi has it over to Hunwick, and he just tries to go back the other way. And Yakupov anticipated where the puck was going and intercepts it. Feeds Pouliot, who had a couple of chances. Lundqvist had to stop one of them.
And Hunwick with the Rangers' top defenseman being out. With no Ryan McDonough. That shot, a glove save by Lundqvist. Got the rebound as well.
That's another area where Nugent Hopkins is so much better than last year's on the face-off circle. He won that one cleanly.
And the effort has been to split up Girardi and stall the balance the defense. Some of these players playing a lot more minutes than they're used to, like Matt Hunwick and Michael Koska. Brought in by Zuccarello. Under a minute to go in the second period. Rangers down 2-1. And Zuccarello got a stick up on Nugent Hopkins, and he got a penalty. Moving in is Schultz, the defenseman. He's stopped by Stahl, and the Rangers will be shorthanded on a high sticking call on Matt Zuccarello.
Yeah, Nugent Hopkins had the puck. Zuccarello gets the stick up. And so this has not been a good second period for the Rangers. They're trailing by a goal. Less than a minute to play. And now they'll be shorthanded as Zuccarello heads to the penalty box.
Rangers penalty number 36, Matt Zuccarello.
Here comes Nugent Hopkins. Look at the move. There's the play. And you saw Zuccarello tried to lift the stick as Nugent Hopkins made the move.
Power play for Edmonton. Their second of the game, 0 for 1 with one shot. Zuccarello high sticking at 19-11. Rangers have Girardi and Stahl paired together with Hagelin and Dominic Moore. David Perron and Teddy Purcell pass tip. Good play by Hagelin. Hagelin's played a sharp game.
Second power play unit on for the Edmonton Oilers. As Nugent Hopkins drew that penalty, so they're take a break to start this.
29.6 seconds remaining in the period. Leon Draisaitl on the faceoff for Edmonton. A shot by Yakupov, a save by Lundqvist.
Boy, Draisaitl stayed with it. It looked like kind of an even draw, but Draisaitl, who's about 208 pounds, once he just stays with the faceoff, keeps fighting, and then eventually gets it over the other side to Yakupov, who we mentioned earlier. is shooting the puck more often this year than last.
You know who's had a real good second period? Henrik Lundqvist.
Yeah, sure has.
He's had to made some really tough saves.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sam.
13 shots for Edmonton in the second period. That deflects in front to Perron. The puck deflected away. Good recovery by Girardi on defense to check Perron, and he almost got a chance right in front of Lundqvist. Nikitin for Edmonton. That's an offside with 4/10 of a second remaining in the period. So the Rangers will be down 2-1 heading for the third. They have been outshot 24-14. And Henrik Lundqvist with a big second period to keep his team in the game.
Yep, 13-6 in this period. Shots for Edmonton.
They drop the puck. That's it for the period. And the Rangers are going to have to find a way to maintain some strong defensive play, keep Edmonton off the board, but find a way to score.
Well, they haven't had hardly any offensive zone time for any periods of time, where normally we see the Rangers sustain some of that, put pressure on, force the goaltender to make saves. It hasn't happened yet, so they're going to have to start the third period, finish killing off the penalty, and then get back to work.
Al standing by in the studio. Let's join him right now.
Okay, Sam, the New York Lottery intermission report will feature Kevin Hayes. He assisted on the Rangers' only goal, and we'll talk about what the Rangers have to do to get going in this game against the Edmonton Oilers tonight. I'll be joined by Anson Carter to break down things, including the goal that went to Benoit Pouliot. Plus, Bill Pito has the Audi MSG 150. It's all coming up on the New York Lottery intermission report. The Rangers with only 6 shots. That's not going to get it done heading down the stretch of this one. So stay with us. Kevin Hayes, the rookie of the New York Rangers, joins us next.
The New York Rangers intermission report is presented by the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know.
City and a good night for hockey at Madison Square Garden, getting set for the third period. New York Rangers hockey on MSG is presented by Chase. Also presented by us is John Giannone. He's got the scoop. What's going on, John?
Well, I'll tell you what, Sam, if you want the tenor of the coaching staff of this team, listen to what Ulf Samuelsson told me a couple minutes ago in the dressing room. I asked him flat out if the lack of offense through 2 periods had anything to do with defending their own zone. Here's his exact words. Collectively, that could be the worst 2 periods I've seen since I got here, and that's a lot of games. Hopefully that was a low point for us. He went on to say, we are leaving it to the leadership of this team to rally the troops. It is not about X's and O's right now. We are not competing at a level we need to. We are getting crushed by Edmonton in our building, and that is embarrassing. For the record, Ulf Samuelsson has watched 120 Rangers games since he got here as the assistant coach.
Thanks, John. That's pretty strong stuff, Joe.
Oh, it is. Well, they haven't, again, this is an Edmonton team. I'll say it again. Only Columbus has given up more goals, or the goals against average is 29th in the league. And the Rangers have not put any pressure on the offensive zone through 2 periods. The goaltender, Fost, has had an easy time of it.
Yes, he has. Edmonton starts the third period on the power play. Matt Zuccarello's in the box for a high sticking, 1:12 remaining in his penalty. There is Derek Stepan. You talk about leadership, stepping up and up to the leadership of this team. He is one of those leaders back in the lineup, albeit only the second game. But he knows, he felt it, and he told Al Trautwig that after Edmonton scored their first goal.
Well, the task at hand is to get through this next minute.
Eberle goes around, Stahl hits the crossbar. Wow, another strong move by Jordan Eberle. Eberle with a feed down low. Pass across, deflected. Here's Nugent Hopkins, that shot blocked in the crowd. Justin Schultz comes over. Rangers with Dominic Moore and Carl Hagelin, Mark Stahl, and Dan Girardi. Arcobello, that was blocked in front. Looking for the puck, it's shot wide by Arcobello. Kept in by Schultz. Now Mark Arcobello looking toward the net. Rangers close down. Here's Schultz to Ryan Nugent Hopkins, out to Justin Schultz. Eberle down low to Arcobello, pass through. Looking for Eberle in the slot. This is Nugent Hopkins. Oilers have kept the puck in the Rangers zone. Arcobello winds up. Big drive, save. Lundqvist, no rebound, and the power play is over.
I'm surprised by that shot by Arcobello with the pressure they had. Here's the early part of this. The cross-ice pass from Nugent Hopkins to Eberle. And Eberle with that inside-out move to the outside, and then the wrist shot. Off the crossbar, out the other way. And then Edmonton had control of the puck for a long period of time. That's why I was surprised that Arcobello took the shot. That's an easy save for Lundqvist. Get a whistle, get some fresh players on the ice.
Team's back at full strength. Nash sends it in. Nash, Zuccarello, and Brassard on. A little change in the line here. We'll see if that continues with Brassard on the line. Excuse me, with Zuccarello on the line with Brassard and Nash rather than Marty St. Louis.
Yeah, there is a change because you've got Stepan now at center with Marty St. Louis on one side. And who's on the other side? No, Kreider.
Kreider, yeah.
Chris Kreider.
Okay. So St. Louis and Zuccarello have switched lines to start this third period. Koska and Connor Allen on defense, fired in. Foss leaves it there for Nikitin. Up the boards, Kreider missed it. Comes to Allen. Around the boards it goes. And Koska's there, checked by Teddy Purcell. With 2 minutes gone by, third period. Rangers trailing 2-1. Oilers got the first goal. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Rangers tied it. And a goal by Carl Hagelin. That was in the first period. And the Oilers a second period goal by Benoit Pouliot. Koska for Kreider. Fans trying to get a Let's Go Rangers chant going. It's starting to build. Rangers need something to happen to get it building bigger. Petrie works it ahead for Yakupov. Try to split the defense. Perron's got it. Yakupov gets knocked down by Stahl. Zuccarello comes out with it. Rink wide for Nash. A little behind him. Nash sends it in. Foss for Fane up the boards. Lifted across by Perron. Brassard has it cleared out by Arcobello. Rangers have it back. Kevin Klein. First of 3 straight home games for the Rangers. Pittsburgh will be here Tuesday night. Colorado will be here Thursday night. And the Rangers in Pittsburgh Saturday night. Race for the puck. Hendricks gets there. Save Lundqvist. And he decides to stop play.
I'm telling you what.
Puck underneath him.
Lundqvist is just giving his team a chance. That's what he's doing. He's absolutely making save after save. Strong move by Hendricks. And Lundqvist stays with it. Again, this game could easily be, with all the chances Edmonton has had, they've had 26 shots to the Rangers 14, and Lundqvist has just, plain and simple, he's been superb in this one.
Kevin Hayes against Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Eberle winds it to Pouliot. Pouliot checked by Hunwick. Pass back is tipped and out of the zone. Ferrin sends it back in. And the Oilers have to get onside. Now Trobler asked Kevin Hayes, had he been on the ice against the top line for the Oilers? Well, here it is. First time. Duclair and Hagelin. So Hayes, Duclair, and Hagelin the line here. Hayes checked by Nugent-Hopkins, who takes it away. And Pouliot lifts it out of the zone. Hagelin controls. In, the pass blocked, and the Oilers take it back. A little over 4 minutes gone by in the third. David Perron moves in. Big shot and a save by Lundqvist. Leaves no rebound. Face-off coming up. Blue Shirts fans, secure your pass to Rangerstown. Individual tickets are available for Thursday, November the 13th against the Colorado Avalanche. For great seats, be sure to visit NewYorkrangers.com. That's an exciting team to watch. The Colorado Avalanche, who had a big year last year, struggling out of the gate this year.
Lots of speed.
Rangers have yet to get a shot on goal here in the third period. Oilers have 3. Marty St. Louis dumps it in, chases after it against Jeff Petrie. Petrie able to move it to Draisaitl. Petrie took a bump from Kreider. Puck out of the zone. Koska was able to get it to Allen, but he gives it up to Petrie. Jeff Petrie moves in, turns. Found the net, looking to make a play, controlling the puck well. And Draisaitl missed it. It's back to Draisaitl from Purcell. Purcell checked there by Stepan. Purcell getting loose, trying to come down the slot, but Kreider helped out on Purcell.
That's just a lot of stick checking, and that does not work. Waving the stick to trying to defend, and that does not work. So what Opie Sanderson was seeing through 2 periods, unfortunately seeing some of it here in the third.
Nearly 5.5 minutes into the third period. And the Rangers still unable to get anything going offensively. Mark Arcobello comes in, takes a shot, it goes wide around the boards to Mark Fane.
Lundqvist didn't see that one, he was screamed.
Yakupov moves it into the corner. Perron had it taken away by Dominic Moore. Stepniak's pass, knocked down by Yakupov. He shoots, save off the glove. I believe Lundqvist got a piece of it with his glove. Moore. And right now, the Oilers totally controlling play here in the third period.
Again, that's another one of those blatant giveaways in their own zone from the corner to the middle of the ice, right on the opposition stick.
Neverly got away from Brassard, moves it on Stahl. Stahl stays with him. Brassard and Pouliot along the boards. Centering feed broken up by Zuccarello. Pouliot got it back to Schultz. Now Andrew Ference. Behind the net. Kept moving by Mark Stahl, rather by Brassard. Takeaway by Nugent Hopkins. Pass off the stick of Eberle. He was wide open.
Rangers
side of the net.
Rangers have been a half a step behind the entire game, Sam. Again, it could be some of the energy from playing last night and traveling. I don't know what it is, but they have been at least a half a step behind.
And you can hear the fans getting on the Rangers who can't get out of their own zone. Here's Justin Schultz. That pass into the slot was blocked. And now Zuccarello moves down against Ference. Down the middle goes Nash. Zuccarello couldn't get it to him. Good job by Andrew Ference on Zuccarello.
Now, it wouldn't surprise me if maybe some of these young kids start getting a little bit more ice time that haven't played a lot of minutes. Hayes, maybe, who's on the ice now. Duclair, maybe a little bit more. He's on the ice.
Joensuu moves in. Shot blocked by Koska. And the fans come alive again with a Let's Go Rangers chant, trying to get the Rangers going.
They need a spark from somebody.
The Oilers take it back.
Other than Lundqvist. Sorry, Sam.
Hendricks to Petrie in deep. Stopped by Koska. Off the boards, batted out by Hagelin. And Nikita Nikitin's got it for the Oilers. And the puck deflects out of play. 7:44 gone by in the third period. Oilers have owned the period, but still it's only 2-1. Upcoming schedule brought to you by Lexus, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Rangers. Sidney Crosby and the Penguins at the Garden Tuesday night, 7 p.m. start. Colorado Avalanche, led by their head coach Patrick Waugh. Thursday night, 7 p.m. at Madison Square Garden. Rangers in Pittsburgh, Saturday night, 7 p.m. All games on MSG, preceded 1/2 hour by Visa. Rangers game night. Right now the coach chomping on the gum and trying to figure out how to come up with a way to start to control the puck a little bit and get some chances. Here's St. Louis behind the net. St. Louis, Stepan and Kreider, the line for the Rangers. Kreider's got it. Matt Hunwick fired it wide off the end boards. Benoit Pouliot takes it out. Pouliot with Eberle. Eberle to Nugent Hopkins. Hunwick takes it away. Good play. Hunwick heads up ice. Skating well, carries it deep. That was a pass tip put in front by St. Louis. But a good job by Schultz to break it up. Hagelin has it back. 8.5 minutes gone by. Third period. Rangers have yet to get a shot on goal here in the third.
And this is an icing.
Yep. Down all the way to the other end they go.
Now they've just been off. They haven't been able to get that forecheck of any magnitude going in this game. And Edmonton has just played a real conservative game in their own zone. They get the puck, they go to the boards with it. Nothing up the middle of the ice this entire game to keep themselves out of trouble.
Here's Hayes, Duclair, and Hagelin. It's been a line put together here in the third, with Duclair moves up, looking to get some of that energy that you talked about, Joe. Klein checked in the corner by Arcobello. Hagelin, Yakupov all over him.
You know, all this, the way they're playing, nothing's going right for them except Lundqvist, and it's a one-goal game. And they just need somebody to give them a spark of some sort.
And I guess in talking with the coaches beforehand, what they'll say, what they did say is you have to stick with it. Just stay with it. Continue to stick with the game plan and work your way through it. They're already installed together. Long pass for Zuccarello. We missed it. Draisaitl with Purcell. Lundqvist out to try and get it. Katarina, number 62, is there. Now along the boards, Purcell to Draisaitl. He was shoved there. Katarina winds it as the Oilers cycle deep in the Rangers zone. This is Purcell.
Katarina just got recalled. There's a shot that's blocked. He had 5 goals in 7 games in Oklahoma City American Hockey League, and they recalled him and scored his first goal of his career last game.
Broussard and Zuccarello try to get something going, and the Oilers able to break it up.
No, they just haven't had the puck. The Oilers have been strong on the puck. They've made simple little plays like this, and look at this. Just get it to the open man, and then just clear the zone. Keep the Rangers frustrated, make them go back and get it, go 200 feet to try and generate something.
9:25 to go in this third period. The Rangers still haven't had a shot on goal in the third. Joensuu. Rangers have Tanner Glass, Lee Stempniak on the ice with Dominic Moore. Boyd Gordon was stopped, and it's turned quickly by Stempniak. Now Glass winds up with a shot, a save made by Victor Fost. And you hear the Church fans? Secure your pass to Rangerstown. Individual tickets are available for Thursday, November the 13th against the Colorado Avalanche. For great seats, be sure to visit NewYorkRangers.com. Right now, concern for the Rangers, who have only 1 shot on goal in 11 minutes of play here in the third period.
Let's see what Stepan tries to do on the face-off, but loses it. Boyd Gordon, he's good. Boy, he gets down low on his knees to win those face-offs.
Pushed ahead by Matt Hendricks. Hunwick on him. Hunwick moves it. Down comes Andrew Ference. Joensuu try to put it in front. Nice play by Hunwick, and the Rangers come out. St. Louis. Kreider. Schultz on him. Kreider winds it behind the net. Stepan gets to it. Trying to get it back to Hunwick, who was blocked. St. Louis tied up in the corner. Kreider's got the puck. Throws it right through. Shot by Girardi, blocked by Matt Hendricks. Hendricks is one of those players. He does all the little gritty, dirty things.
Yeah, he's a hard-nosed player. He'll fight you if you want to do that. Stand up for his teammates, kills penalties. He's, for a third, fourth line player, is excellent in shootouts.
A giveaway to Hayes. Saved by Fost. Hayes tried to bank it off the goaltender, and Fost flies down on top of it. There was a big chance, the best chance the Rangers have had in quite a while.
This is what Edmonton has not done in this game. They've gone up the boards with the puck. This one they just throw right to the slot. What a chance for the Rangers. Look at this. Right to the middle. That was Petrie, who's generally pretty steady. He plays against the other team's top players. He throws this one right to the slot. What a chance for Hayes. And Fost with his best save of the game.
Face-off win, shot by Klein, a save. And Hayes battling for position against Petrie. Accidentally bumped the goaltender. Explaining to
the veteran. The veteran referee.
And Paul knows he has a great feel for the game.
Sure
he knows he wasn't trying to hit him intentionally. Coming up, it's the Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwoods, excitement every day.
And so Boyd Gordon comes on the ice after the Rangers win that face-off. Gordon comes out, even though it's not his strong side. He'll try to win this one back, I believe, back towards his own net. Watch how low he gets. He'll end up on his knee. That one, he just wins it cleanly. Good job. He's good.
Good job by Hayes to knock it down, keep it in. Duclair's pass was blocked by Gordon and cleared out. 7:45 to go, third period, 2-1 Edmonton. Kevin Hayes takes it in against Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Good job by Hayes to stay with it. Kevin Klein back to Hayes. Nugent-Hopkins on him. Hayes using his size. Nugent-Hopkins continues to battle. Now it's Hayes sweeping it in front against Nikitin. Pushed ahead by Pouliot. Stahl is there to slow him down. Hagelin gets it out of the zone. And Schultz able to play it across to Ference. There's Jordan Eberle. Eberle against Stahl. Eberle fire saved by Lundqvist.
Boy, he's shifty, isn't he?
He's got a quick release, too. Arcobello toward the net, goes all the way through. David Perron is there. Girardi on him. Stahl tried to move it. It was blocked by Arcobello. Rangers come out. Nash mishandled it. Perron moving in. And a good play by Stahl to recover. And blocked the shot. Perron maintaining possession. Here's Arcobello. Able to work it deep. Girardi tried to move it. Perron is there. Now the Rangers take it back. Nash for Zuccarello. Back to Brassard. Brassard shoots and looked like Fane got a piece of it and went high and wide. Koska. 6:15 to go in the third. Connor Allen lifts it ahead. It's knocked down. Played the other way by Fane. Somebody's stick is broken. That's Matt Hendricks. Racing for the puck. Step on. Kreider goes to the net. Pass blocked. Good defensive play by Keith Hawley. Toward the net. Bounces through. Stepan shoots and hugging the post was Victor Fost, and he made the save. 5:53 to go in the third. Rangers looking for that tying goal. The game recap is brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, a goal and an assist. Carl Hagelin, a Rangers goal, giving him goals in back-to-back games, and the return of Benoit Pouliot, a goal and an assist against his former team. Oilers have had the edge in face-offs, winning 33 to the Rangers 24. There's that line out again. Hayes, Duclair, and Hagelin. They've had a lot of time.
Keeps going back with them.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Well, Hayes has gotten some good chances.
Well, he has. And again, this group of players, they haven't played as much, with the exception of Hagelin, but Hayes hasn't gotten all that many minutes. Same with Duclair on the other side. They've got a little bit of jump to their game. You might as well play them and see if they can give you something.
Good play by Hagelin along the board. Duclair trying to make a move on Schultz, who poked it away. Now Hendricks able to lift it out. Joensuu racing down. Girardi is back, saved by Lundqvist, and a good play by Girardi to clear the rebound.
That was a hard shot by Joensuu. Lundqvist had trouble with it.
Boyd Gordon tied up in the corner by Girardi. Hayes battling Hendricks. The puck's still loose. Hendricks trying to find it. Got shoved down. He's on top of the puck. And play stops with 5:20 to go. Here in the third period, Rangers trailing 2-1. Tuesday night, the Rangers take on the first place Pittsburgh Penguins, 10-2-1, led by Sidney Crosby, the leading scorer in the NHL. It all begins live coverage with Visa Rangers Game Night with Al Trotwig at 6:30, and then at 7, Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins here on MSG.
How about Pittsburgh's power play? 22 power play goals this season. Second team in the league has 13.
Wow. Nash, Zuccarello. Zuccarello against Nikitin. Zuccarello shoots. Oh, might have been a pass for Klein, who was driving to the net. All the way back. Stahl. Yakupov on him. Zuccarello back to help out. Fires hard around the boards. Nash can't find it. Now he does. He's caught up by Perron. Brassard takes over. Outlets to Nash. Nash moves in. Good poke check by Petrie. Here's Arcobello moving in for Edmonton. Looking. Shot deflected by Connor Allen. Back the other way. Rick Nash dumps it in. Rangers change. 4:35 to go in the third. Rangers down 2-1. Rangers with 18 shots on goal in the game. Only 4 here in the third period. Offside Edmonton. And the Rangers have been a good scoring third period team this season. You're watching the Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwoods, excitement every day. Visit foxwoods.com now. Rangers have scored third period goals in 11 of their 13 games this season. Total of 18. Only Calgary has scored more third period goals. 20. Girardi. The boards. Picked up and brought out. Stepan with a lead for Kreider. Takes it off the boards. Kreider to the net. Hits the outside of the net. His pass goes off the net to the other side.
Penalty coming up here. Rangers for interference on the goaltender, I believe.
Ooh, boy. Late in the game, that hurts.
You know, that shot by Kreider might have just gotten deflected. Stepan throws the puck and lets Kreider skate into it. And the coach saw the replay on the big board. Here it is again.
Number 20, Chris Kreider. 2 minutes for goalkeeper interference.
I don't know, Joe. I'm trying to see where there's contact with the right pad. Could he have avoided that?
Could he have? He's cutting to the net. There's contact. Not a lot. You know, it's one of those gray areas. They're trying to protect the goaltender. The face mask comes off, and now the Rangers are in trouble.
They want the players to make an effort to avoid the contact.
You know, there was a play right before that the referee let go, where there was some contact.
Ferentz, power play Edmonton. Late in the game, saved by Lundqvist. The rebound went wide. Kreider for interference. At 15:54, Oilers' third power play. They're 0 for 2. 3:35 remaining, regulation time. Rangers down 2-1. Brought in by Nugent Hopkins, played to Eberle. Rangers have Stahl and Girardi with Nash and Brassard. Excuse me, that's Tanner Glass on. Eberle's pass blocked and deflected out of play off of Rick Nash. Faceoff stays in the Rangers zone. 1:12 to go in the Edmonton power play. 3:18 remaining in regulation time.
And now if you're killing the penalty, you've got to take a little bit more risk and see if you might be able to spring something shorthanded.
If the Rangers are able to kill it off, there would be 2:06 remaining when Kreider returns from the penalty box. Arcobello and Dominic Moore for the face-off. Moore chased. Stempniak goes in to get the face-off. Played back to Nikitin. Kick back to Nikitin across to Petrie. Off the end boards to David Perron. Rangers have Hunwick and Klein on defense. Long shot knocked down with a glove by Hunwick.
And his own man trying to clear it.
There's Yakupov behind the net. Perron. 2 men to him. Good block by Klein. Perron has it back. Out to Nikitin. In deep, Perron. Yakupov's in the slot. He's dangerous. He's got a quick shot. Centering feed by Arcobello was blocked. Arcobello takes it back from Klein. The pass back out of the zone. 28 seconds to go in the power play. Getting to the puck is Stahl, able to clear out for Hagelin. And it's broken up by Petrie. Oilers have it back. Nikitin's got it. 15 seconds to go in the power play. Yakupov to Petrie. Moves in. Stahl is there. Big drive knocked away with a stick by Lundqvist. Hayes has it. Kreider set to return. Hayes carrying. Now it's Hagelin. Kreider is out. Team's at full strength. Shot wide by Stahl. Batted away by Boyd Gordon. Purcell trying to clear. Gets it out to Hendricks. Rangers have it back. Hayes has it a minute 55 to go. Rangers down 2-1. Stahl with a lead at Zuccarello. Lundqvist goes to the bench. Rangers net is empty. 6 skaters on. Rangers down 2-1. The puck lifted ahead, went out of play. Did it go straight out?
I think so.
Rangers is saying it went straight out, and the officials are pointing to the penalty box. Paul Dvorsky is pointing to the penalty box. Now he's talking with one of the linesmen, and he's calling his other officials together.
Yeah, Keith Hawley, number 22, I believe, tried to make the play, and they're going to talk this over. I didn't think it hit anyone. And no, they're saying it's deflected, so they got together. And obviously somebody saw it either deflect off of a stick before it went over the glass or it hit the glass. Let's see. Went right past everyone. They must have said it deflected off the glass. That's what they're saying. It deflected off the glass and then over. Hit right at the top of the glass.
A minute 38 remaining in regulation time. Rangers have called a timeout to talk things over. After the game, we've got complete post-game coverage coming your way. John Giannone will work the locker rooms. Al and Anson Carter will anchor in the studio. Joe Micheletti will give his analysis. Dave Maloney will join the group, and we'll hear from the players in the locker room as well as head coach Alain Vigneault. It's all coming up on Mercedes-Benz. Rangers post-game immediately following the action. And don't forget, Tuesday night, Rangers and Pittsburgh Penguins here at the Garden will be on the air at 6:30 with Visa Rangers game night. All right, Rangers down the goal. 6 skaters on, their net is empty. Brassard, Stepan, St. Louis, Nash, Zuccarello, and Girardi, 5 forwards. Puck loose, played by Teddy Purcell. Skates to center, gets it ahead to Hendricks, back to Purcell, who scores in the empty net. As the Oilers quickly gain possession of the puck and cash in on the empty net.
Well, you know, the Rangers didn't lose the faceoff. In fact, Nash ended up with the puck. Coming off the boards, Nash goes and gets it, has it, and then gets knocked down on the play. And loses control of it. Purcell, Hendricks, back and forth, empty net. And the Edmonton Oilers are going to walk away with this. Well, still 1:27 to go, but it's been, Edmonton Oilers for most of this game.
It'll take a minor miracle now.
That's for sure.
Purcell, empty net goal. Matt Hendricks will definitely get an assist at 18:33. Icing whistled against the Oilers.
That was Andrew Ference, by the way, that made the defensive play on Nash on that last face-off. Before Nash could get a shot, Ference takes him out of play. Ference just coming back from a 3-game suspension. There's the play. Nash loses the puck. And Edmonton goes the other way and puts it into the empty net.
So a disappointing weekend for the New York Rangers. They continue to go with 6 skaters and the empty net. Koska and Allen on. And the Edmonton Oilers, their streaky play continues.
How about that play?
I think Foss was thinking about shooting from the empty net.
Oh, boy.
There's Connor Allen. Shot deflects up into the netting, 53.6 remaining. The Oilers have been up and down, and right now they're putting together back-to-back wins. And a little laugh going on as Victor Faust explains what he was trying to do.
The captain, Andrew Ference, is saying, what was it you were trying to do there? He got almost nothing on that attempt right up the middle of the ice. They're still having a little chuckle about it as they get to the bench. Still 53.6 seconds remaining. And again, Boyd Gordon on the ice for the faceoff.
Play down in front, tipped away. That shot by Brassard, a save by Fox. Behind the net, that was Stahl on the shot. Here's Stahl again. Glove save by Foston. He holds it. And the youngsters out there again. Hayes and Duclair. Kreider. Hagelin. Stahl and Girardi. 34.4. Tuesday night, Rangers will get John Moore back from suspension, and getting close to returning is Dan Boyle.
Yeah, well, that's going to be important for a whole bunch of reasons. Anxious to see Dan Boyle get a little time on the power play.
Loose in the circle. And it's lifted out. Edmonton Oilers have done a good job.
Boyd Gordon again goes down on his knees to win the faceoff, and then goes to the bench.
All the way down. And it's whistled down for an icing on the Rangers. 18.9 remaining. And Henrik Lundqvist comes off the bench and heads back into the crease for the face-off. Henrik Lundqvist was the Rangers' best player in this game.
It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close.
He gave the team a chance to stay in it. Gave them a shot through the second period where the Oilers dominated play, and early in the third period where they dominated play. The Oilers finally scoring an empty net goal. Hagelin. Will look to get back to winning ways Tuesday night. Pittsburgh Penguins are here. This one is over. The Edmonton Oilers beat the Rangers 3-1. Oilers have won 2 straight road games after not winning any in their first 5, and they have come on strong. Good job all the way, and certainly nice play from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He's everything that we've read about and talked about. He's one fine young player.
Well, the Rangers didn't have it tonight, plain and simple. They didn't have it. They were, again, a half a step or a step behind most of the game. You're right, Sam. We talked about that at the top of the show. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Jordan Eberle, and threw in Pouliot, who played well in this game with a goal and assist. And the Rangers did not have an answer for that line.
No.
Every time that line was on the ice, something was happening positively, and the Rangers, it was an uphill battle the entire game.
Edmonton Oilers beat the Rangers 3-1. We will be back with some post-game activities in just a moment.